gonna explain it. Anyway, we had us a little bit of a problem here today, and it involved a truck and a telephone pole. Now, we won't say who did it, just to spare the embarrassment, I guess. But you can't even see where it got hit. Oh, right here. Right there, I guess. Just a little bit. Anyway, what it did was it stretched the wires out on the pole, which I've had a problem with these before, but we really fixed it good this time. We actually tightened up the guy wire and pushed the pole back to its normal position, and now it's tight as a pig's ass. And of course, we're still running the generator. Why are we running the generator, you may ask? Well, it blew up the transformer. So what happened was when he hit the pole, it arced the wires, sending wonderful hot energy down the ground wire onto the transformer, frying it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, frying it. So the power company, I called the power company comes out and they tested it. It's like, it's kind of odd. He says normally they're 125, 120, 124, 125 each. He said, but this one was 122 and 125. He says, it's a little bit of a gap. He said, but it's nothing big. He said, pretty normal. So he comes back over here. I said, well, when I engage the power on the pole, on my double throw switch, I said, the one leg drops to about half of what it should be. And he's like, well, okay. He says, that's not what I'm getting at the pole. He said, there's something wrong. He said, so anyways, he goes over to the pole where the generator's hooked to, and he goes up there, he says, well, the one's 125, like it is over on the pot, as he calls it, or the transformer. He said, but the other one's 24. He said, which is weird. He said, because it was 125 and 122 at the pot. So I was like, well, that's only like, a couple of volts difference. He said, no. He says 24, not 124. I was like, oh, okay. So he goes back over to the transformer, and sure enough, coming out of the transformer, which he had just tested, but he had flipped the switch in there. He turned it off, did his work, turned it back on again. And I guess it finally, it totally destroyed the transformer. So they're going to come out with a brand new transformer for a transformer that was put in about 1940. This thing is so old it could vote. It's actually 80 years old, or whatever. 1940 that transformer was put up there, and I'm gonna zoom in on it. And the guy's like, well, he said that is pretty good size for the one that it is. He said, but they last forever. He says, and when they go bad, we send them to Mexico, and they come back rebuilt and broken already. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what's going on here. So he said he'd be back in about 2 hours to put a brand new one up on the pole and get us some service here. And that's what I'm waiting for. It's been about an hour and a half. Oh, but anyway, I got some footage of him going up and down the pole. I'll stick on after this. And and hopefully I'll have some footage of him. What is on in there? I'll have some footage of him putting that transformer up on the pole. If not, well, this is the